Hi there, Abby here. In this video, we're going to talk about the sales mindset. Now, the reason why I always start with the sales mindset is because it's the foundation of everything that we do. Put really simply, our mindset towards sales has a direct impact on our sales result. Therefore, it's critical to get it right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run you through a few slides with the basics so that you can work on your sales mindset before we start our challenge together in a few days' time. Alright, so let's take a quick look at what the sales mindset is and why it is important and how that's going to help you in this 5-day challenge. So, sales hits on most of our human needs, such as our need for certainty, our need to avoid rejection and avoid failure. And sales hits on pretty much every single one of them. So if you're sitting there thinking, I'm not very good at sales, I don't like sales, it is not just you, it is that your brain is old technology and that's how we are all wired. So we need to train our brains into the modern world. So let me explain what I mean by this. Our brains are designed to be in fight or flight mode. And that's from, back when we were running and protecting ourselves from danger and tigers and all those sorts of things. And that no longer serves us in this day and age. So when we get anxious and we get tense and we get stressed and our body's going, whoop, hang on, what's going on? Let's protect us. It's not that our life is in danger, it's that we are being hit on one of our basic human needs, such as rejection, failure, uncertainty. So it's not just you can rest assured, it is that your brain is old technology, and I'm going to show you how we bring your brain into the modern world. So the sales mindset for me is about knowing we can build our sales skills like we can build a muscle. None of us were born, a salesperson. Yep, some of us are more extrovert than others, but none of us were born that way. I've given an example previously that you may have heard me say that, I never wanted to go into sales. When I was approached about sales, I said, no way, not for me. I had a really bad preconceived idea of what sales was, and I said no. And I've gone on to have well over a decade now experience in various different sales roles and sales businesses that I've owned. So you can learn, exactly like if you go to a gym, you can build up your muscles, you can train yourself. We can do the same thing around our sales skills, and it's having the confidence and knowledge that you will be able to improve your sales skills and knowledge, and you will be able to improve your confidence. Next, sales for me is about helping people. It genuinely is, and about adding value. And I'm going to come to an example about that in a moment. And it's also about, in this day and age, gone are the days of the sleazy, old school, cliche sales tactics. They really are gone, in my opinion. They're not necessary. And what I want to show you is how now, by understanding the latest and greatest research and science behind sales, we can actually sell in a modern way, which is about delivering information to people in a way in which their brain can process and understand. I'll give you one really basic example of what I mean by this. Our brain is not able to decide between more than two things at once. So if I was to say to a client, hey, do you want option A, B, C, D, or E? That person is not going to be able to make a decision. They're going to say, let me go away and think about it. So it's less likely that we're going to get the sale. However, if we narrow our options and tailor them to our clients in, say, 2 choices, and we say, hey, do you want option A or option B? That client will be able to make a decision. We have a much higher probability that we're going to close the sale. That's just a really, really basic example of how understanding at a very high level the basics of our brain and how we can deliver information will improve our sales. And that's some of the modern research and science that I'm going to be sharing with you. And finally, for me, it's about embracing sales. It's learning to love sales. Sales is not the devil. Sales is what keeps the lights on. Sales is what pays the bills. And sales is the only thing that is going to take your business from where it is today to the dream business that you started out to achieve. Sales is the only thing that is going to get you from A to B. So it's learning to develop our own sales style that feels natural and authentic to us and we feel comfortable and confident, and then learning to embrace sales. So you are your business's best asset, and that is why it is so important that you address this. For me, it's the foundation to everything. I previously had a sales consultancy company, and I could work on some huge strategies to try and help people. But if their mindset towards sales was still negative, we had massive roadblocks along the way. It didn't matter how good the product or service was, it didn't matter how good the strategy was. If the mindset to sales isn't right, we will never be able to get past where we are today. So as your business's best asset, it is really important that you lay these foundations, and this will help us in the challenge this week. So if you perceive that all salespeople are like this, then I want to show you that this doesn't have to be the case anymore. When I started Project Thrive, I made an absolute promise to myself that I was going to be real, I was going to be authentic, I was going to be true to myself, true to my brand. And I've had opportunities to do sales tactics which I deem as cliche and old school, and I've said no because I want to be authentic and real and true to myself and true to my brand. And so therefore we all have that choice, and that's something different for everybody, right? Everybody's version of what they feel comfortable with and what they see as authentic to their own brand is different, but you can create your own rules here so that you can sell in a way that you're comfortable with. So I want to talk to you at a really high level about our brain. So at the start, I said to you that our mindset towards sales has a direct impact on our results. And I want to show you at a high level the science behind why that is. So our thoughts then leads to firing neurons off in our brain, that then releases a hormone, that then generates a feeling, that then leads to action or no action, and then generates our results. So if I back that up a moment, if I said to you, go make 10 cold calls now, how would you feel? And if your stomach just did somersaults and thought, oh, no, she's not going to make me do that, is she? Then what would happen is then you'd have firing off neurons in your brain and releasing in that instance probably a stress hormone. So your body's going, whoa, something's not right here, hang on, we need to defend ourselves. The feeling you would get would be anxiety and stress and nerves and all those sorts of feelings. And then you probably wouldn't take the action. You probably wouldn't take those 10 calls because your body will go into its natural defense mechanism to protect yourself and save you from danger because your body has just released all that stress hormone. And therefore the results that you'd get is your sales won't grow and your business won't grow. So what we need to do is we need to intercept this process. If we can change the thoughts to be positive thoughts and to be confident and comfortable with sales, that whole entire sequence changes and suddenly we're able to feel comfortable with sales. So we don't have that stress hormone being released. We're able to take action and therefore we're able to generate the results. So that's what we now need to go on to do. So it's about changing our thinking because the same old thinking that we have today towards sales is going to get the same old results. So we need to break the pattern. So here's why we need to change that. 95% of startups fail, which is a really horrible but very real figure. And in my belief, I believe this is because of the lack of time and attention to sales. So 72% of small business owners that I surveyed recently said that sales was a concern for their business. But 70% of those small business owners said that they did not see themselves as a salesperson for their business. Now, in my opinion, we should all be salespeople for our business. Even if we have sales employees representing us, we still all are a salesperson for our business. We're all representing our brand. And so I believe it's that mindset towards sales that is what is causing so many startups to fail. There was some recent research showing that typically small business owners only spend about 10% of their time on activities that generate revenue, such as sales and marketing. However, when you're in startup mode or you're in growth mode, it should be 80% of your time. And again, these figures are showing the direct correlation as to why 95% of startups fail. So we need to reverse this trend. Because ultimately, I hate to say it, but no sales, no business. Sales is what keeps the lights on, and as I said, it's going to get us from where we are today to where we need to be. So unfortunately, we have to overcome that roadblock to get us to the business that we really want. So the question I believe we need to ask ourselves is, do our products or services provide value to our clients? So what I want you to do is just recall, have you ever had a situation where someone sends you an email or phones you up and says, thank you so much, you helped me and your product or service did X, Y, and Z for me. I'm really grateful. It means a lot and this is the difference that it made to me. And it doesn't have to be life-altering and life-changing, but if you provided a positive experience for that person and they benefited and got value from your product or service, then we are helping people. Because people buy to solve a problem. And if we can help people to solve that problem, we are helping people. So we need to reframe sales from being this sleazy, cliche thing where we're, pushing our product onto people to recalling that one client testimonial. And if only we could help more people get that outcome. So maybe you can even put your testimonial that you just thought of there on a piece of paper, put it above your desk for this week throughout the challenge so that you can refer to that piece of paper throughout the challenge. And anytime you feel yourself not feeling confident towards sales, think, no, I want to create that outcome for another person because I'm helping people. And you need to find your own techniques and your own toolkit that will help. But I've done things like that and I find it helps me. It's a constant reminder of the value that I can provide to someone because I can help someone to increase their sales. And therefore that has a direct knock-on impact to their business, their life, their family. So if we remind ourselves of those things, then that is what keeps us going. So for me, it's about redefining sales. So you don't need to be sleazy. We can set our own rules here, as I gave you the example that I did. We therefore can sell in a way that is natural and true to our brands, and we can overcome our fear of sales. And finally, we can increase our sales without the overwhelm by breaking it down into bite-sized chunks. And during this challenge, I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you how we can take step-by-step, bite-sized chunks to remove the overwhelm and the excuses. So I want you to challenge yourself anytime you catch yourself thinking, I'm not a salesperson, I'm no good at sales, I can't do sales. Because if you catch yourself, then what will happen is you will train your brain. And it's been proven by researchers of mindset how powerful this can be. And purely in their research, they showed that just having an awareness of our mindset can change things for us. So purely what I've told you today and generating an awareness in your brain, that can change it. So what you'll find is at first you'll slip up quite a bit, but you'll catch yourself and you'll start catching yourself quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker. And as you catch yourself, you would have trained your brain and gradually we will break that pattern. So start applying those techniques this week. As we go through the challenge, what I want you to do is anytime you think, I'm not a salesperson, I want you to catch yourself and think, no, I can learn, I can develop, and I can do this. And I'm going to be sharing with you some more techniques as we go to help you through the challenge. So I'll see you in the next video.